Welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. We are out here with the Classic Edge, the central boiler, the HDX 760. I haven't given an update in a while on the wood boiler and how well it has been working, so I thought I would do that. This is a boiler that we purchased this year. This is the first year we've had this particular boiler at this homestead. We have had a wood boiler, an outdoor wood boiler in the past at the old farm, which was a much more basic model. This is quite an investment for us here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why we got this. We'll go into how well it has been working to heat our home. I'll go into a few specifics on the size of the house and other things like that. What did it meet all of what they claimed it would do? The house that we moved into here is a woodland homestead. It has a lot of south-facing windows. It's a very passive solar home, meaning that when it is sunny outside, the wood boiler doesn't really run very much. As long as it's sunny, we have sunshine, it heats the house almost in its entirety. But Michigan is very cloudy from about November to March, as you can see today. We have about a 42 or 4,300 square foot home, depending on how you calculate it. We are also heating two separate areas of the home there's two separate furnaces. So there's a larger furnace in the main area of the home, as well as a larger water heater. And then there's another section or side of the home, which includes our atrium, family room, and bathroom and bedroom in the main level of the home that has a separate furnace and a separate water heater that's a little bit smaller. We have 5 people in our family. 4 of them are girls, so that does depend on the amount of water you're going to consume with showers and other things like that. For the first 2 winters that we lived here, we have a 1,000 gallon propane tank, and we emptied that tank several times throughout the winter time. And this year, with propane costs being upwards of $3 a gallon, or between $2.50 and $3 a gallon, depending on where you get it, how you pre-buy, and all that kind of good stuff, we calculated out that we were going to spend quite a bit of money this year. It was going to be between $500, $600, maybe even $6,500 for propane, or even more, depending on the cost fluctuations throughout the year. So we decided to make the investment into the wood boiler. Now, there were some things we did not have to purchase and some things we didn't have to install, because there was already some tubing that was installed from a previous wood boiler installation here. I reused that. There were already heat exchangers in both of the furnaces. One of them I did have to replace because it was leaking, and there were already 2 of the hot water heat exchangers for the hot water. And so I reused all that stuff. So I only had to do minimal installation inside the house, but the install out here was completely fresh. I poured a new pad and put the wood boiler here. We decided to go with the 760 here because of the size of the home, and we needed multiple loops and all that stuff. This has the possibility to hook up 3 hot water loops in it, so I could do more down the road if I wanted to. So I'm not going to go into all the details. For those of you who have already seen my previous videos, I've talked a lot about this, but this is a high efficiency outdoor wood boiler. So what that means is there is a wood box here. This is not where the wood really burns. When the door's open and when we have the bypass open, we're burning inside of this box a little bit. But in general, the burn actually happens down below in the burn chamber. There's a reaction chamber that burns all the flue gases up to 95, 96% efficient once it's really going, and if you're burning seasoned wood and all that kind of stuff. And so it forces the flue gases down through the bed of coals, superheats them, and then burns in a reaction chamber. Those hot flue gases go up the back and heat the water jacket on the way out, as well as they're heating the water jacket. You know, the whole thing is surrounded by water. And the hot water in here that stays at between 165 and 185 degrees gets cycled into the house. That goes through each of our furnaces through a heat exchanger. We have a fan that blows air over and through that heat exchanger, and that heats the house through the ductwork in the house. The hot water tanks are heated through a little heat exchanger as well, and so we have hot water. Now, what they promised me, the 2 claims that I got between their website and between the installer, nice guy that came out and set this up, Pat, for us, did a great job helping us get this thing going. Number 1 was that this would heat both of our hot water tanks. All of our domestic hot water would be unlimited, meaning that we could run our hot water as long as we wanted to, and it would never run out of heat. It would just keep heating and heating and heating on demand. We could run all the showers, do laundry, run the dishwasher, all those things at the same time, and we would not run out of hot water. We would also be able to heat all 4,200 square feet of our home with no problem. The other claim that was made was that the claim on the side of this thing is that it will burn 60% less wood. We got this wood burner installed in September and October, and it has been running throughout the entirety of the heating season here in Michigan, Lower Peninsula, Michigan, and we are into March now. So we're at the end of our heating season. So has it worked? Has it kept the house warm, and has it heated all of our hot water? The answer to that is yes. We have had absolutely no trouble keeping up with heating our home. We keep it pretty comfortable. It's, on one end of the house, just because our heating system is older and not designed very well, it stays about 72, 73. The other end of the house we keep at about 69 or 70. The lower level of the house we keep a little bit cooler. We're not down there as much, so we keep that at about 67, 68. And it has had no trouble. It has never gone out. The wood burner has continued to run all winter. It's never been out. It's never gone out. It has done its job, and it has worked extremely well. I've been very happy with this. We have gotten zero gallons of propane delivered to our house this year. We had about 25% in there, and it's still at about 25%. I've used a little bit for a shop heater I have, but that's it. We've got used no propane this year, and it's been awesome. To not have that truck come and dread that bill they were going to hang on my door, it has been amazing. The hot water has been exactly as they said it would. Both of our hot water heaters, both of the, between our laundry, our dishwasher, we have 3 different showers in here. We can run all of them at the same time. I can have my daughters, my wife, everybody could be taking showers, running dishes, doing laundry. No problem with hot water. It goes, and it is hot. It is hot. So we've loved the hot water for sure, and loved the heating. It has been great. I did a full clean outs on it a couple times. I think 3 times now since I started. I've kind of scraped the hot coals off to the side and shoveled out ash and cleaned out the bottom and scraped it all out and cleaned out the back and all that stuff. I've done that just a few times, but generally I'll just take that, scoop the ashes out of the bottom. They fall to the bottom, scoop that out of the way. But that's all I've had to do. Other than that, it has just been running out here and been great. How much wood did it burn? Did it burn 60% less? Well, that's hard to quantify. I don't really know if that's true. I will say this. Our old home was about 1,500 square feet, so less than half the size of this house. I have burned so far. My old boiler was an inefficient wood boiler. It was just, had a little fan on it, and that was it. It just burned. I have burned about the same amount of wood here as I did there, if not less. It's hard to, I don't have it all measured out yet, but that's just a kind of a guess. It's been about the same. So I'm able to heat twice as much space here, as well as to provide twice as much hot water, and I have burned about the same amount of wood. So if you remember down the hill off to my right here, I had a huge stacks of wood, about 6 feet tall, about maybe 20 feet long. That is all gone. I've also had a few stacks of wood up here by the house. That is all gone. With that comparison from my old wood boiler to this one, I can say that it is definitely burning way less wood. It is. I don't know if it's 60% less or not, but it's definitely a lot less. Also, I've been burning a lot of oak here, which has made a huge difference, whereas at the old homestead, I burned a mixture of all kinds of different woods between maples and elm and some cottonwood and some not great woods. But the one negative I will say about this boiler, and it is the only negative I have found so far, is that it'll burn anything. I can burn green wood in here. I can I can cut a tree down and I can split it up and I can throw that wood in here. However, I can monitor through the app how well it's burning and how efficient it is, and it does not burn green wood very well. On my old wood boiler, I loved to put green wood in it. I could put big rounds in there. I wanted them to actually burn slower because it smolders. 90% of the time it's just sitting here like it is right now. It's just smoldering, it's not burning, and you don't want your wood to just all disappear when you don't need it. I liked burning green wood in the old one a lot more. This one here, it really likes small split seasoned wood. Basically it's trying to extract the gases out of that with heat and then suck the gases down and reburn them. And when you mix that with a bunch of moisture, it does not burn very good. You saw me throwing my wood in here today. It is covered in ice and snow because I don't have a great covered place to store my wood yet. That's a future project. That does affect the efficiency of this thing, and it certainly doesn't like that as much. It really likes to stay dry, but it'll burn it wet like this. It'll, it sits in there. It's all kind of the, you know, evaporating off right now off the smokestack. And then when this thing calls for heat again in a little bit, it's gonna kick those fans on and it dries that wood out pretty quick. It'll melt all that snow away. So, but in order to run this thing at max efficiency, in order to get the 60% less, you know, wood that they claim compared to a regular inefficient wood boiler, you do have to burn seasoned wood. And so that's something I'm going to work extremely hard on this year, is to cut, split, and stack and cover, if possible, as much of my wood as I can. So the central boiler 760 has been, I think, a success. This is only our first year. It started off as kind of a mild winter. We've had definitely some cold nights below zero and in the negative teens, and we've gotten all of our snow in the last couple months here in Michigan, it seems like, in colder weather. So it has been working really well. I have no complaints as far as the operation and efficiency of the units. Central boiler, you did a good job. I think this has been a pretty good unit. It's warranted for 20 years as long as I take care of it, and hopefully it will keep lasting us years and years. I don't want to call that propane company. I hope they call me and they want their tank back. That's what I hope. I want to get that thing out of here. I want to live off the land that we have and the wood that God has provided and grown for us here, and hopefully do that in a sustainable way. I've got plenty of oaks around here to last many, many, many years. So hopefully we'll be able to heat our home with what we have. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on today's video. I'd love to hear your questions, maybe some things I missed, maybe some things I didn't cover. Throw your questions down below, throw your comments down below. We'd love to have you tag along. Don't forget to hit subscribe if this is your first time joining us to the SSL Family Dad channel. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.